Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. We have Ardbeg 10, Ardbeg Distillery, Station 1815. Now they got the little metal container shaped like the distillery. That's what the distillery looks like with the roof. So you open up the distillery roof and the whiskey's inside. I got this for $44.99. All right, $44.99. Ardbeg, 10 years old. Moet Hennessy brand. And we got Jura Journey, introduced in 2017. So this is from 2000, year 2000. It's from 2017, AD 2017. All right. No age statement on this one. This one's non-chill filtered. No coloring added, I don't think. Oh, of course, the website brags it's the greatest thing, you know, it's the most awesomest thing. What we're going to see. This is going to count for Monday, all right? This is the Monday taste challenge. Monday is always kind of a bad day for it. I mean, it could be done. Then there's a plastic and foil cap cover here on the Ardbeg. Moisturize the cork. There's a real cork there. Olive green bottle, better than clear for protecting the whiskey. Brown is the best color. All right. Well, a black bottle would be the better than brown. Those aren't too common. They exist, like with the Hennessy Black. It's really a violet bottle. If you ever hold a Hennessy Black bottle up to the light, it's actually dark, dark violet. Panthers rule. You to you. A little too tight. This cork's a little too tight. All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to close my eyes on this one because the Ardbeg is so much lighter. So that's going to be it for Jura until we come back to single malt Scotch in a few months. All right. So this is going to close out Jura. What have I learned about Jura? I like it. Now that's a real cork, right? You're right. I like the Jura a lot. It was a great value for $22.99, and I did not ever once confuse it with any other Scotch whiskey. It's unique in the flavor. All right. So I'm not going to get it wrong today either, this afternoon either. So it's distinctive. A lot of these you can barely tell them from the other one, if you can tell them apart at all. I'll put the Ardbeg 10 back up. Still got 70% of it left. Definitely would repurchase this, but I want to get that wee beastie, the younger, cheaper one. Yeah. All right. And you can see how light the Ardbeg 10 is. Just pale straw, almost has a greenish hue to it, and the Jura Journey is copper. Oh no, gold, amber gold. So the Ardbeg 10 is what you get when you don't add color in, that pale washed out color. Smells very light in the nose. Now remember, the Ardbeg 10 is 92 proof. I think it's 80 proof. Yeah. 40%. So 46% versus 40. Woo. Ardbeg. End the story. Never gonna confuse that, boy. That's like a glass full of smoke. which may or may not appeal to you. I don't know. You may hate that aroma and say it smells like an ashtray, which I don't find, or you may love it. I don't think you'll be indifferent to it, but you'll never mistake it for something else. You know, you never say like, I don't know what the aroma is. Yeah, you would, of course, know what the aroma is. So now which one tastes better? So I think the Ardbeg looks nicer because I like that pale straw greenish tint appearance. Okay. But this is nice to taste. I'm gonna check off Monday in the date book, as though I'm not gonna remember. You know, I'm gonna remember I did it, but just to keep track, be on the safe side. Like I've been saying, sweet honey top. I gotta answer my comments in a little bit. I never did answer my comments today because I got so sidetracked with things. I gotta take time to do that. I always do it every day. Well, you know, unless I can't, but I don't like watching video reviews that never answer comments. You know, I'm too big. They're too big time to deal with the little viewers. You know, those pests. But I think it's an obligation for me to answer, you know, legitimate comments, not the troll comments. You know, the real good comments. That usually is what most people on this channel make. But you get some. I don't know what that is. You get some lesser lights watching them. And they don't have to be that way. They probably could make intelligent comments. But I guess it's easier to be bad than to use your intelligence. I would rather people use their intelligence. Honey top sourly bread. Now, does it really taste like that? No, but that's the only thing I can think of. And, you know, it's 40% alcohol, so you can taste 40% of it as alcohol. There's a little smokiness to it that I detected when I went up against the other Scotch whiskies. But I'm never going to pick it up now after smelling that Ardbeg smoke attack. I can pick it up with a lot of effort now. With a lot of effort. Now, with the other taste challenges, it didn't take much effort. Now let's go to this one. Ho, 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 ho. A strong peat smoke, almost like a medicine, an iodine. Not that I sit around drinking iodine, but oh man, it's an intensity in 10 cities. Crazy. Does it taste like any other Scotch single malt or blended that I own? No. A little bit like Buchanan's, because Buchanan's is pretty smoky, but Buchanan's is blended, so you get that cereal grain taste too, you know, like corn and all. That's mostly a neutral flavor, but you get that. And I mean, this is just like totally juicy. It's like a juiciness to it. I don't mean like an IPA or some, but it's like savory. That's the word, savory. Or if you're a fancy beer reviewer or whiskey, you say umami. You're supposed to say that. But anyway, and don't ever say it's smooth. They'll kick you out of the whiskey drinking community. That's what regular people say. It's like juice of the barley. I'm not joking. It's like the barley juice, you know. No, I mean, and 46% of each sip is pure alcohol. And 54% is not alcohol. All right. It's light though. Like you think, oh, if it's high alcohol, it's going to be heavy. You know, it's funny about that. If you look up in the Tax and Trade Bureau's glossary, there's a type of whiskey called light whiskey, but it's the most high proof whiskey you can buy. It's got to be some like outrageously high proof, but it's called light whiskey. Like Archie Bunker said, it's a fact. Look it up. But he wouldn't give you any sources. See, I'm giving you a source, ttb.gov. Look up Distilled Beverages Glossary. Have I ever seen a light whiskey in a store? Not to my knowledge, but I wasn't looking for one either. So they could have been right in there and I didn't notice. It's probably definitely a niche product. You ever hear anybody say, I went to the Nebraska Light Whiskey Festival? No. But I heard about people going to the Louisiana Bourbon Festival. Who makes a light whiskey? I don't know. But I bet you could look it up and they'll have a list. Yeah. Dang, is that rough? It's not rough, but it's intense. It's strong. It's not. I don't like to use the terms like for the beginner. Like people always say that, oh, this is a beer for the beginner. As opposed to something that like a double IPA 8.4%, which would be too strong for the beginner. But see, that didn't apply to me. I was a beginner once, when I started in 1996. And I was thoroughly pleased to try any intense product. Mild, sure, I'll try Coors Light, try that. Oh, okay, it tastes like such and such. Or, but any crazy craft beer intense product that I found, I would try it. But now back in 1996, intense might have been like, 7% something, but I would still try them, and it would seem hard to take. I would be like, whoa, this is crazy, it tastes like shellac or whatever. But then I would always think I'm gonna get used to it, and then I'm gonna like it, so I would. Yeah, I don't know that. Like they'll say it's a whiskey for beginners. Well, what if you start with Ardbeg 10? That's supposed to be for the seasoned drinker, the people with practice, the people with erudition. Hey, look, I would have started on something like this. It's just that I was picking stuff, whatever was cheap. Like I say, let me start out with something cheap, because what if I don't like whiskey? I don't want to spend all kind of money and I hate it and be forced to drink it all. When I started out trying the vodka, the Katz and Best-Off vodka, back in the 90s when I didn't even have a video channel. That seemed fine. There wasn't much taste to it. It wasn't bad. Wasn't nothing off-putting about it. I sipped it every Monday. I would sip a little, and then the bottle was gone. Then I tried the Crown Rust vodka. I didn't have a channel then. I don't think so. I would have made a video for it. It was same type thing, fine. I mean, I know restaurants serve Crown Rust vodka. That's not for the beginner. That's for the cheap person, or the restaurant that's ripping you off, the bar and grill that's ripping you off. But let's say they would have had some exotic vodka for a cheap price. I would have bought it, tried it, probably would have liked it. So that I would have. The point I'm trying to make is I would have started with something like this. But I would have never have started, with a $44.99 product. I'd have started with, like I did, with a $4.99 product. You say, what do you mean $4.99 for a bottle of whiskey? The little small bottles. Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm talking about a full-size bottle. I bought a full-size bottle of Albertson's American blended whiskey and Albertson's Canadian blended whiskey. They were closing that out because they were getting rid of that name. And they still make the Albertson's rum, though. But I got them for $4.99, and they were pretty good, actually. But I just don't like that whole focus about, oh, you have to get used to it. Oh, the IBUs are too high. You got to get used to it. I never was like that. If they'd have had Hop Stupid in 1996, I'd have tried it. Probably would have liked it. But when I first tried those super high IBU products, I thought they were fine. I mean, it just tastes like beer, Just tastes like whiskey. The Ardbeg, is it intense? Is it fantastic? Is it like super good, super strong? all those things. Sure. Does it taste like whiskey? Yeah, a very smoky one. But I could drink that all day long. I wouldn't do it, you know. Of course, you get into a bad habit and destroy yourself. I've only been drinking spirits for less than 3 years since Panthers Rule. Yeah, and why rush? You know, you're never gonna drink everything anyway. So, my first ever spirit was Jack Daniels. I mixed it in a 2 liter of Mountain Dew. Within 30 minutes, I was in the corner praying I see my lunch for a second time that day. See, but you have to use praying you didn't see it. Yeah, you have to use discretion. The first whiskey I bought, I think, was Jim Beam. A little small bottle. You saw the videos, maybe. It tasted like green wood, like wood that was not dry yet. I know that's not true, but that's what it tastes like in cellar mold, like black mold in a cellar. You say, wow, that sounds pretty horrible. But actually, it tasted good. And then that was a bourbon, of course. And then I say, well, I'll just try other things. Dr. Frosty Brew, cheers to you. He says, cheers, Ron, cheers to you. I'm thinking about getting into all those Trader Joe's, but I'm going to look on the internet. You know what they call out the internet, where you could look at different websites. You've heard about it. I'm just kidding. And see if people have videos on YouTube for all of those. If there's a lot of action on that, and you say, oh, here you go, you're trying to get views. No, it's not like that. That's really not the point. The point is, I don't want to make a bunch of videos about a product nobody cares about, and I just be over here alone by myself talking about it. I mean, I know if I do Jose Cuervo tequila, I'm going to have hundreds of people saying, oh, yeah, I hate that stuff, or I love that stuff, or, oh, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of different opinions and interaction, and it'd be fun. If I put some obscure Trader Joe's tequila, people might be like, oh, what? And not watch it. And it's be like me reviewing it for myself. But there's nothing wrong with that, of course. One thing I noticed about their tequila, for $7.99, now I'm serious, $7.99 a bottle. 100% agave, blue agave, no filler. It wasn't a mixed toast. The gold and the silver. I say, wow, how could you get 100% agave tequila? Those are usually like $30, you know, $25 to $30 to start. But it was making me really tempted, you know. And then they had the tequila rum of the gods. They call it rum of the gods. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Made with cane sugar, and they were $7.99. So I mean, talking about 8 times 4 is 32 minus 4 cents is $31.96 for 4 bottles. Let's think about that for a minute. $31.96 for 4 bottles. Which my experience with Trader Joe's in the past is going to be, they're not going to be the greatest thing, but they might be really good nonetheless. And then they had so many different single malt whiskeys, 10-year age, 18-year age, sherry and 10-year-old Highland single malt, and then a blended Scotch whiskey. And I said, Then they got the Trader Joe's 2 different bourbons. You know, it's good people making it, you know, credible companies. So I don't know. I got to think about it. The Jura is good, though. Does Ardbeg really beat the Jura? I think it beats the Jura. Okay, you're going to pay twice the amount. You're going to pay double. Is Ardbeg twice as good? I wouldn't go that far. It's twice as different. I think there are a lot of people that would much prefer the honey top white bread flavor over that super smoke attack. And I can deal with that, and I can accept that because everybody has different tastes. What about the quality level of both? It's super high. I mean, it's super high. These are obviously great distillery companies, so your quality point is going to be, there's not going to be any off flavors, aromas, nothing like that. It's just going to be super dynamite. Super dynamite. Cheers, Ron. Cheers to you, Dr. Frosty Brew. Canadian Club is my your brand now. I like Canadian Club a lot. And I've had the 5-year, which they make now, and the 6-year, which they used to make. That used to be their standard, but they dropped it to 5. I don't know why. I save money, but not lower the price for you. There's a I got the Canadian Club 12-year special release or small batch. That's great. That's one of the best Canadian whiskeys ever that I tried. I want to try the Canadian Club 100% rye whiskey. I know that's going to be awesome, but it's all going to be good. They got the Canadian Club Chronicles. It's like 49-year-old whiskey, but it's like $400. Jose Cuervo Gold is my favorite tequila. That was probably my 3rd or 4th spirit I consumed. I know I hate to bypass it to go run after Trader Joe's stuff, even though they're probably good. I guess I need to buy Jose Cuervo. It's like the most popular. It is the most popular tequila in the world. The gold, the silver, and then they got the Traditional now, the 100% agave gold and silver. I really do need to do that, and then get the Margaritaville. I don't know. I want to do it all at the same time. I want to get it all at the same time, but that's an impatience issue. But I sure was tempted at Trader Joe's yesterday. Boy. And first car I saw when I drove up was a Subaru. I said, look, a Subaru. I always make a joke about that. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, they got people riding in Subarus. And a lot of them are still wearing their masks, their Macs and gloves. Mask and gloves. I wanted to tell them, you hippies, don't you know the scamdemic is over? But I didn't say anything. Hey, man, says never just a dream. Hello to you. F14 Tomcat, enjoy your Panthers. Canadian Club is good. It is good. Some people rag on Canadian Club like it's terrible stuff. I don't believe it's terrible. All right. Anyway, so that's it. Ardbeg 10 wins, but it doesn't demolish it. It didn't wipe out Jura. No. It did a good job because it's a great product. What do you expect it's going to do? It's a great product. Should you buy it? If you like Scotch, you should. If you like smoke, you should. Jura, you should buy Jura if you like good stuff. So it's an approach conflict. Either choice you make, you're going to win. Now, it's a double approach avoidance conflict, though, in a way, because either choice you make has good and bad. No, I'm not sure about that. I don't think Jura Journey has any bad components because you're paying a cheap price and you're getting a great product. Ardbeg 10, you're getting a great product, but you will have to pay at least $45. So there's a trade-off. You can't be spending bronze and getting gold. Usually you want gold, you got to spend gold, Ardbeg is my next Scotch I'm getting. I'm working on a Johnny Walker Black right now. I haven't bought that yet. I haven't bought Johnny Walker Black, but I'm going to. Have you ever tried Chimay? Oh, yes. Chimay white cap, red cap, blue cap, and the Chimay Doré, the gold. Now, there's some other Chimays I haven't tried, like the Barrel Age, the Grand Reserve Barrel Age. And I'm not paying $11.99 for a little 11.2 ounce bottle of Barrel Age ale. I know it's helping the church, the Trappist order and all, but still, that's $11.99 for a 11.2 ounce bottle. Is it going to be really 100 out of 100 like they say? I'm sure it will be. But I'm not really looking to find out paying that kind of money. Okay. I'm mostly a bourbon guy, says Tomcat. But I like Scotch. They just taste different. Well, that's true. That's obvious. I love Scotch for some reason. It tastes more like fruit. Maybe the bourbon tastes like grits to me. Like I grew up eating grits around here. Grits. White corn grits. White hominy grits. And I think the bourbon used yellow. But I don't know. I'm not in love with that grit flavor. I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with it. You know what they call the crunched up corn when they make it, and crunched up barley when they make in the bourbon or the Scotch? They call it grist. The pulverized. I'm wondering if grist and grits is the same word that got mixed around because it's the same thing. Good afternoon, Jay. I'm out here at the park walking, listening to your show. Oh, have a good time, Jean-Pierre. Well, the show's almost over, but thanks, everybody. So Ardbeg wins, but it doesn't win by a country mile. It just wins by a little bit, and that's really mostly my personal taste preference. It wins by my taste preference. Does it really win in overall quality? I wouldn't really be prepared to say that. Bourbon always tasted like brown sugar or cinnamon to me, depending on the brand. Wild Turkey is heavy on that. Yeah. I'm not against bourbon, though, but I got a lot of bourbon to do. I mean, I better not be against it. I got so much backstocked. I don't need to buy anymore, really, like for years. So, and I am not going to buy any more for years. Rum, I got enough to go a year. Tequila, same thing. Mezcal can't make a year. So, yeah, I'll probably go back to Trader Joe's and check them out and buy some of that stuff, though, tell you the truth. All right, so thanks, everybody. Y'all take care now. You're here.